Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So we got official confirmation that Nats will be officially BT11 legal, so no more swapping back and forth about not knowing what we're doing. That's it. It's hardcore time to get ready for BT11, which you know what that means. It's like pretty much every single thing that we're going to be testing will be either involving Blackwargreymon X ourselves or trying to go against Blackwargreymon X, simply because the deck is just really that good. If you've played it or played against it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I put this deck in my hands and it just feels so unfair. It just feels stupid strong. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be focusing on. If you have any ideas on how to combat that or this deck, please put in the comment section below because I'll happily test it out. I would love to get some feedback on this. Today we're going against Grandis. Grandis being a pretty big fan favorite for going against the deck simply because it can suspend it and swing over it, pierce it, all that jazz. Blackwargreymon X usually sitting at only 13k on the opponent's turn, so not that big a deal to handle for Grandis. It's just a matter of being able to pop off and being able to close the game out, I think, and that's going to be the real big like difficulty, I would say, is just kind of learning how to play against the deck using Grandis. Also, our memory marker feature this month is Poyomon, so if you are a Jellymon fan, definitely a good time to pick this up. We are getting some Jellymon reveals here soon for the next set. Don't mind my colored fingernails. I am a girl dad, so my daughter likes to paint my fingernails. But yeah, so great memory marker. This is handmade out of clay by my wife, hand painted as well. Just super cute memory marker in general. Absolutely love this. This is our Patreon reward for the month, but you can also find this on our Etsy page, link in the description below, with all of our other memory markers that my wife has made as well. So make sure you go check those out. All right, so pulled up for you is my current iteration of the deck. Right here, this is kind of just a flex spot of what I keep going back and forth on. Because I don't know which is better, the Agumon X Antibody Black. My issue is if you're running any of the red Greymon, then this can kind of be annoying to have, and it has come up several times where I have this and I've got a red Greymon that I can't go on top of it with. It's very frustrating. But the safer alternative would just be to use the Agumon with like the 1k buff, right, to give a little bit extra boost. Pretty much everything else, though, is pretty standard. We're running the 2k Agumon. We've got the Searcher Agumon for an Omnimon or a Greymon. Of course, we got the Omnimon X in here. The Draw Koromon is very strong because you'll constantly be getting good value off of this. X Antibody decks, the best thing about them is they're so consistent because their draw power and search power is just beyond measure and just cannot compare. It's absolutely absurd. So lots of draw power for sure. The Blackwargreymon, I'm a big fan of the Blackwargreymon, just because that gives us your opponent can't play around the redirect ability of the Blackwargreymon X. They want to try to attack with something like lesser. You can still block that. So I really like the Blackwargreymon. Greymon X Antibody here. This new one is just absolutely busted. It's like Deltamon, but better because it's a Greymon and it's an X Antibody, so we can hit it off of so many different things. For our level 5s here, I don't know why these are in this order. Metal Greymon here, the D-Digivolve is really strong. The Delete is strong. The attacking unsuspended Digimon is also very good. Really like the Inheritable on this one. This is very much a control style deck where if you're relying on stuff like your Metal Greymon X to basically trash your opponent's security without actually having to swing into it a whole lot. The Blackwargreymon X popping stuff on your opponent's side of the field. Super control-y. It's got the blocker, things like that. It's just very powerful deck. I don't know what else to say about that. It's the control is beyond anything, and the fact that you're controlling so much, and then you also have like these deletion or removal prevention effects, like the Greymon X Antibody here, the Agumon Black X Antibody here as well, giving all that protection. It's just, golly, it's such a difficult deck to deal with. I still got the 2 Blackwargreymons in here, the regular ones. I'm unsure about this one. I almost never go into it. I mean, I would almost rather wait to just go get the Blackwargreymon X and to digivolve into it using the X antibody option card. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll just wait until I get that combo. Very, very rarely do I get the chance to actually go into Blackwargreymon first, simply because I think it's more of a memory thing than anything else. I never have quite the memory to evo into this and it still be my turn. I don't really like to pass turn with the Blackwargreymon, because I'd rather pass turn with the Blackwargreymon X. Omnimon X, absolutely insanely good card. Great game finisher for sure. Good spot removal in a moment's notice on some really tight situations. Plenty of times my opponent's put out a blocker and has a security left, and I'll just swing, go into Omnimon X using the X antibody option, delete the thing on the field, and clear the security and win. I mean, it's like Blitz Omnimon, but better in a way, because you can just do so much with it. It's so versatile. The Hades Force, absolutely busted card. Stupid strong in this deck. You can just clear so much. If your opponent's playing any kind of slow game and, you know, they're like relying on tamers or something like that, Hades Force is their worst nightmare. Hades Force is almost why I'm considering not even running the Blackwargreymon, just because, I mean, I can just use a Hades Force and it basically does the same thing, particularly on like the removal aspect of it. Super strong card. And then the tamers here, I've got just the 2 Yuyas. I don't want to cut this. Like, I don't really need a memory fixer. It's the protection against those niche situations where you go against security control. You 100% need a Yuya. If you got a Yuya, security control doesn't feel so bad anymore. So yeah, really like the Yuya for those situations. Only a 2 of. If you're playing against security control, they're slow. You have time to draw into the pieces you need, and you can build up. Not a big deal. And then 3 Cool Boys just for the super powerful consistency. And that's where we're at so far. Honestly, I'm really liking this version. Only thing I can, you know, keep going back and forth on, of course, is these Agumons here. I like that the backup Agumon X inheritable here. If I don't get the Greymon X antibody, this is another inheritable to give me that protection that I could potentially rely on. I do kind of miss the old protection, though, of being able to trash 2 of the same level a little bit there. There might be argument to work that back into the deck, because I do miss that one a little bit, simply because you don't always have the X antibody option, right? It just gives you more protection than just a one-time protection. But that's where we're at so far on the deck. The deck we're playing against today, though, is Grandis. This is the build I went with. Pretty solid. I went really generic with it, just with the Palmons, the Kukuamons, the Kukuamon X's, and just a couple of Terriermons tossed in there. And then, of course, the Weedmon is a must-have. I like the Kabuterimon, just a 1-cost Evo. Occasionally, the blocker comes up against matchups like, I don't know, Commandramon, you know, stuff like that. It's kind of, you know, niche uses there. Mainly it's just another 1-cost Evo that we can pick up. The Metal Kabuterimons I'm really liking. Actually, I think I have this reversed. I think I have 3 Kabuteris and then 4 Metal Kabuteris, because the 1 Evo cost right on top of another, it's less about having more stuff to Digiburst away and more of every time I Digivolve for 1 cost, I'm drawing, and it's just a consistency card. I'm just Evo for 1 draw, Evo for 1 draw, Evo for 1 draw, and I just get into all my combo pieces super fast, and then maximizing out on everything else. They're level 5s and 6s. I got the 3 Mimis in here just because, like, double Mimi for game is like almost a win con in this. Like, you clear them with the Grandis, and then you go double Mimi to promote up your rookie and win. Got the 4 green memory boost. In this format, everything is super fast, and you got to win super fast and keep up with these really fast decks, and you need consistency cards out the wazoo, and there's not a whole lot of consistency cards that we can run in here. Yeah, we've got the Kukuamon X in here, but that's really it. That's the only searcher we got. So green memory boost up to 4, absolutely. And then I would say a big flex spot here is Grandel Soul. I just kind of tossed it in there haphazardly, but when we were testing it, we really actually kind of wanted the X antibody option, just being able to go into a Grand Kawagamon, go to 0, swing, Digivolve mid-swing into Grandis. for one, would actually not be too bad, especially when you can gain memory back, like particularly the Kakuamon. When you delete one of your opponent's Digimon, you gain a memory. Being able to do stuff like that to bring it back to your turn, that mid-evo there isn't that bad. Also, just being able to attack and go into Grandis and clear something, it's less, maybe I don't need to OTK, but I need to clear that body off field. Really, really strong. Also, we kind of kicked around the idea of Chaosmon, simply for dealing with Blackwargreymon X, right? I can just Digivolve that right on top of our level 6 here, and then swing over that unsuspended Blackwargreymon X, clear it off the field because it has no battle protection. Chaosmon might make a comeback. If you're kicking around the idea of playing this and you don't already have it, maybe pick up a couple Alt-Art Chaosmons while they're cheap. I mean, if that was to pop off and that this becomes like the counter deck and people want those prices could go up. Just saying. But enough blabbing. Let's go ahead and get into that game for you guys here. I do have it sped up as always here. So we got Grandis going first. See that Yokomon into the Palmon, and then just slamming down the Mimi there. I did particularly want to choose this game in particular because we brick really badly. We have to hard play the Greymon here for 5, and they've got the Memory Fixer on field, so put them to 1. I mean, essentially it was like a 7 play cost Greymon here. Here we're going to see that Kakuamon X come down, get that search off. We see the Weedmon in raising. They put us to 1 there, so a bit of a brick, or memory choking us and dealing with the brick. Still no rookie. Really, really difficult to work around here. However, it's not all that bad because of all the power pieces we have. So here we do go into the Metal Greymon. So we've got the X antibody option, so we get that pop. That pop is really, really strong. Clear that body off field there, because that's just going to prevent them from getting the OTK later on. If you leave a stray rookie, they're going to clear all your security and then swing for game with that. Swing for game with the rookie. All right, here we're going to see another search coming off, just picking up the Kakuamon. Not the most exciting search. Looks like they got a little bit of brick here. Here we see the Agumon X coming down and raising, not on top of another Agumon. Well, not exactly ideal. So here we are swinging, going to Evo mid-swing into the metal. So just 1 security check. Opponent's turn, unsuspend, trash the top card of security, and pop that body on field. So now we're into that control state. Oh, but instantly plays out the Grandel Soul. We have no protection here. We don't have the Greymon X antibody. We don't have the Agumon X. We don't have any of our protection from options right there. So definitely a pretty good timed Grandel Soul. Also, they know we've bricked a little bit, so they can get away with playing that expensive card knowing that we don't have a whole lot. Here we're going to pick up the Agumon X and the X antibody option, getting into another one. Another X antibody option, very good. Here we do see the Greymon X, and that's where things get really, really solid. Definitely where you like to be. And then just evoing into Greymon to pass turn. Again, that Memory Fixer really messing us up here. So going to promote up, use the Mimi, hatch another baby. Going into the Kakuamon for 0, Kakuamon X for 0. Now the Akuamon. That was a Kumon X for 0, okay. And then, so 2 Evo into the Grand Kawagamon. So Digiburst, the 4 away here. Looks like we got a memory gain and... Oh, 1 Evo. Oh yeah, super excited. Top deck the Grandis. That's what he was getting crazy about. So there he goes. Swings in here for 3. Going to unsuspend. Swing again. Yeah, Weedmon's so strong. Weedmon is so strong in this deck. That 1 extra memory sometimes really, really clutch. So here they've done a full clear on us, and so now they're just going to dig, set up for next turn potentially if they need to. In a really good position, they put us to 3. Not exactly a great spot to be with a level 4 on field. Let's see what we can do here. So we go into the Greymon X, suspend our 2 Cold Boys, gain 2 memory because he's a 0 Evo cost. So now we're up to 5. 2 Evo into a level 5 here. We do go ahead and slide in that X antibody, make sure we get our Evo abilities online here. So having to skip the metal and go straight into the metal X. So no Digivolve, no pop, no nothing here. But it is level 5, so we still get that 2 Evo into that. And then this is where it gets really, really dicey, right? It's like, oh, I need to get it into a Mega. I need to clear this body off field. What do I do? Well, X antibody letting us Digivolve mid-swing. Ugh. so strong, especially being able to go into such a powerhouse piece like this. So here we go. So swinging in, evoing into that, and choosing to swing into the security because I feel like there's nothing in there that I have to worry about. We have protection from options. We're bigger than everything, so not a big deal. So then it passes to opponent's turn, unsuspend, trash a card, and delete the Grandis off field. So they have a level 4 here, and we have the redirect ability. So it redirects the highest DP. I was curious if they had anything. I couldn't remember my own build, but if they popped the memory boost, went to 5, if they had anything they could hard play that had more DP than Weedmon, which would be super, super spicy, just to hard play it out. I know the problem is I think both of the other level 4s are 6 play costs, so it wouldn't be enough memory. And I don't think there's any rookies in there that have more than 3,000 DP. But it was an interesting thought, though. It was a 5 play cost that could have potentially got them there. Here they're going to go into the Akumon, suspend the Mimi to hatch again, keep drawing, trying to get into, if he could get a second Mimi in play here. So pops the memory boost, goes to 2 there. Just trying to draw into stuff. Had the Akuamon that could have suspended my Blackwargreymon X. That would have brought him up to 3 memory. Still not enough for another Mimi, though. It was super close. I mean, literally, 1 memory off. 1 memory more, and they could have done a second Mimi and swung for game there with the rookie from the Mimi and Raising. But then at this point, we have the Omnimon X, and so that's how we take the game there. Very, very close. This is, if you notice on screen, it says Game 3. They did take us in Game 2. So far, Grandis has definitely been the best matchup, where it feels a lot more even, and it's very, it feels kind of similar. Each deck feels similar to each other, in how they're kind of, I'm going to control you, but I'm also going to punch you for a bajillion kind of thing, in a roundabout way. The issue, though, is that if you can stop the Blackwargreymon X with the Grandis and get it online, and you can prevent them from getting another one online, that's pretty much game. So far, everything we've seen, there's just nothing that Blackwargreymon X can do about it. This massive 18,000 DP body swinging at them. There's not anything you can do. And the deck doesn't play any blockers or anything like that to redirect away from your Blackwargreymon X. And then so they're going to clear your big body off field, and they're going to clear all your security. It kind of feels like a waiting game, right? And you'll notice, like, with us here, it was when we got out our second Blackwargreymon X and we cleared their Grandis that we were able to start to control the game at that point. But it can be a little interesting of a matchup for sure. Almost like a Blackwargreymon X mirror match in a way of it's very much a, faking out who's going to do what first and who's going to make the mistake first of, falling for the bait. And it was really, really close. You could say that Grandis fell for the bait in a way. They cleared 5 security. I wouldn't quite qualify that as falling for the bait. They still punched for a whole crap ton and almost could have taken it literally if they had just had a couple different cards to get around that Blackwargreymon X ability to redirect the attack. Like I said, it redirects the highest DP. If that hadn't been a Weedmon, if that had been one of the other level 4s, he could have played out something else and got around it. So it could have definitely gone either way. Very, very interesting of a game there. We'll see how it goes in the future. I definitely want to test this matchup more, knowing the right ways to play around it. I think this is a good one to test because it's definitely a hard matchup for both these decks. But I think both decks have the potential to win it. They're pretty even, honestly, as long as you don't break too bad on Grandis. That's a big fundamental difference between the two, is that Blackwargreymon X has a crap ton of draw and consistency cards where Grandis does not. Grandis is more likely to take longer to get into things. So we'll just kind of see how the deck goes. Also, still debating if I want to work in the Greymon security attack +1 or not. I know some people are running it, and I'm curious if the 1 Evo cost is really that worth it. The 1 Evo cost has come up a ton for me, but I feel like maybe that security attack +1 could come up even more potentially. Again, it's going to be one of those things where you just got to keep testing and see which one we like more.